ladies and gentlemen. We're thrilled to have you all join us here this evening for our live radio performance. But remember, you have a part to play tonight as well, especially you guys. All right? We have a sign right up here to my right. When it lights up and it says applause, applaud. When it turns off, do your best to stop. What do you say we give it a try? All right, Mr. Engineer, sign please. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. You guys are going to be a wonderful audience. I can tell already. One more thought before we begin, though. As we do this live radio performance, please try to keep your own conversations and noises down to a minimum. Because if you talk, it'll get picked up by the broadcast. And we want the only sounds heard to be that of the conversation of our actors on stage and the Foley artist behind me. They're the Foley artists. You'll see them in a minute. They're great. All right, I think we're ready to begin. You guys enjoy the show.
10 seconds, Madam Director.
Thank you. Cue the music. There's music. There we go. All right, places. We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Red Letter Coffee, the brewers of fine specialty coffee, brings you the Red Letter Dinner Theater. Starring Dan Johnston, Natasha Johnston, and Tyler Zurcher in It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life is the drama of a typical American man. It might be you, it might be me. He dreams of glory, he lives in hope, he loves and doubts, and only Providence puts a final value on his service to humanity. Our story starts before World War II, when life was normal, shortages were generally unknown, and simple luxuries, like fine coffee, were abundant.
I won't say that's the only reason people said, "It's a wonderful life," but I do know from the many weekly responses that most of them said, "Red Letter Coffee is a wonderful cup of coffee," and they keep right on saying it month after month. In fact, the popularity of Red Letter Coffee is what makes it possible to present such entertainment as Frank Capra's great production, It's a Wonderful Life.
This is the story of George Bailey, citizen of Bedford Falls, New York. George Bailey, who, more than anything under the sun, wanted to see the world. The wonderful, exciting world that lay somewhere beyond the limits of his hometown. Oddly enough, the story does not begin in Bedford Falls. In fact, it doesn't begin anywhere in the world. It begins in heaven, where the superintendent of angels has just summoned an apprentice angel named Clarence.
Oh, I'm really going down to Earth, ma'am? Oh, how splendid.
Yes, there's a very discouraged man down there, Clarence. His name's George Bailey. And at 10:45 p.m., Earth time, he will be thinking seriously about throwing away God's greatest gift.
Oh dear, his life?
Yes, and I want you to stop him, if you can. So, sit down, and I'll give you Bailey's case history.
If I should accomplish my mission, well, may I perhaps get my wings? I've been waiting over 200 years and, well, people are starting to talk.
Clarence, what's that book?
Oh, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, ma'am. I was reading this when you sent for me.
Oh, that's a fine book. Well, you do a good job on George Bailey, and I'll see that you get your wings.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Now listen, when George Bailey was a young boy, there were two events that occurred that you should keep in mind. One was when his young brother Henry fell through the ice. George saved his brother's life that day.
Okay. Brother fell through the ice. George saved him.
Yes, and you see, George caught a bad cold, and it infected his left ear. It cost him his hearing on that one side, you see.
Yes, bad ear. Yes, ma'am.
and it was weeks before he could return to his after-school job in Mr. Gower's drugstore. That's where the other event occurred.
Other event?
Yes. Clarence, remember I said there were 2 events.
Oh, yes, sorry, ma'am.
Okay. Well, one day Mr. Gower's only son died of influenza. It was a terrible, terrible blow. Poor Mr. Gower, he tried to lose his grief in whiskey.
Hello, Mary. Hello, Mr. Gower.
You're late.
Yes, sir.
Hello, George. Hello, Mary. Hello, Violet.
2 cents worth of shoelaces?
She was here first. I'm still thinking.
Shoelaces?
Yes, Georgie. I like him. You like every boy. What's wrong with that?
Here you are.
Thanks, Georgie. Help me down?
Help you down? Made up your mind yet?
I'll take chocolate.
With coconuts?
Oh, I don't like coconuts.
Say, brainless, don't you know where coconuts come from? From places like Tahiti, the Coral Sea, the Fiji Islands. I'm going out exploring one day. You watch. I'm gonna have a couple of harems and maybe even 3 or 4 wives. You wait and see.
George, take these capsules to Miss Blaine.
Yes, sir.
She's waiting for them.
Yes, sir. Is it a charge, sir?
Yes, charge.
Sir, I think you put poison
Oh,
in.
get going.
Yes, sir.
George spent almost an hour trying to figure out what to do. George knew that Mr. Gower had accidentally put poison in the Blaine's prescription, but didn't know how to question his boss. He decided to go to the building and loan and speak to his dad.
The building and loan.
Yes. George's father was in the building and loan business. He and George's Uncle Billy. High ideals, but low bank account. George went there to ask his father's advice.
Oh, I see. And what did his father say?
He never got a chance. His father was stuck in a meeting with old Mr. Potter, cruel and greedy old miser. I'll tell you more about him later. In any case, George decided to return to the drugstore to check with Mr. Gower about the prescription.
Where you been, George? Miss Blaine's been waiting. She's been calling twice. What happened to her prescription? You lost it, didn't you?
No, Mr. Gower, here it is.
Why, you good for nothing. Don't you know that Blaine girl's very sick?
Ow, Mr. Gower, my ear, you're hurting my
I'll
sore
teach you to loaf,
ear.
you lazy brat.
Ow! Mr. Gower, you don't know what you're doing, Mr. Gower.
Shut up.
You put something wrong in those capsules, Mr. Gower.
Poison.
Don't hurt my sore ear again.
Poison. Oh, George, I'm sorry, George.
That's why I didn't deliver, Mr. Gower. I was only making sure.
George. Sorry, George.
Well, Clarence, that was George Bailey as a young boy. And when he grew up, he wanted to go to college, but there just wasn't enough money. So he worked 4 years at that Building and Loan Association. During that time, he saved enough to see himself through the university. That summer, though, he was going to Europe. He got a job on a cattle boat, do a little traveling before college.
Hey, mister, you got your sea legs yet?
Send us a picture postcard, would ya?
Hey, George, your suitcase is leaking.
Don't take any wooden nickels.
You better hurry, that cab's about to leave ya.
Hey, thanks for the advice, guys. Hey, Ernie. Hey, Bert.
Hey, George. Hey, George, say this in that suitcase you got there.
Ain't it, though? Well, Mr. Gower got it for me. Had my name inscribed on it and everything.
Your old boss, eh?
Yeah. Hey, tell you what, I'm a rich tourist today. What do you say you take me home in style?
Yes, sir. Sure, hop in. Get in, Your Highness. And here for the special occasion, I'll wear my hat.
Well, hello, Mr. Bailey.
Oh, hello, Violet. Hey, that's some dress you got on there. Say, you look good.
What, this whole thing? I only wear this when I don't care how I look. See you, boys.
Wow. How'd you like to?
Yes.
Hey, Bert, want me to drop you off at the station?
No, thanks. I better get home to see what the wife's doing.
Ah, family man.
Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. My last meal at the old Bailey boarding house.
Well, I hope you have a good trip, George. Uncle Billy and I are sure gonna miss you.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you too, Pop. Hey, what's the matter? You look a little tired.
Oh, I had another tussle with old Henry Potter today. Thought once we put him on the board of directors, he'd ease up a little bit, but he hasn't.
What's eating that old money-grubbing buzzard anyway?
I don't know, he's sick. Sick in his mind and his soul if he has one. I guess Potter owns just about everything in Bedford Falls except our building and loan. That's why he hates us.
Gangway! So long, Pop!
Hey, aren't you gonna finish getting dressed for your graduation party?
Why? I think I look fine. Besides, it's George's tux.
Oh, now aren't you even gonna sit down and eat?
I've eaten. Hey, George, want to come to the dance tonight?
What, and be bored to death?
Well, you couldn't want from a better death. Lots of pretty girls. Hey, I gotta hurry.
I wish we could send you to college with Harry, George.
Oh, we got that all figured out now, Pop. He's gonna take over my job at the building and loan, and he'll work 4 years like I did. And then he'll go to college.
Well, he's pretty young for that job.
Well, he's no younger than I was.
Yeah, well, maybe you were born older.
Huh?
George, I don't suppose when you get out of college you might come back to the building and loan.
Oh, no. Now, Pop, I just couldn't. I couldn't face being cooped up for the rest of my life in a shabby little office. I'm sorry, Pop, and I didn't mean that, but it's just this business of nickels and dimes. I'd go crazy. I want to do something big, something important.
Well, in a small way, I feel we are doing something important, George. It's deep in the race for a man to want his own roof and a fireplace and 4 walls. In that shabby little office, we show people how to figure out how to get those things.
I know, Pop. I wish I felt that I've been saving every penny for, and most of my friends have already finished college, and I just feel like if I didn't get away, I'd bust.
Well, you're right, son. This town is no place for a man unless he's willing to crawl to Potter. You get yourself an education, then get out of here.
Pop, you want a shock? I think you're a pretty great guy.
Well, thanks, George. I'm glad to hear it. Look, why don't you go on over to Harry's dance? You'll have a good time.
I don't know. Maybe I will drop in. Yeah, maybe I will at that.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam Wainwright, how are you? Hey, when did you get here?
Oh, this afternoon. I thought I'd give the kids a treat.
Oh, man, an old college graduate now, huh?
Yep. Old college Joe Wainwright. That's what they call me.
All right.
Hey, freshman, looks like you're gonna make it after all, huh?
Yeah, I suppose.
Hey, Harry, you're the guy I want to see. Coach has seen every game, and it's watering at the mouth. He wants to see if we want to come along with us.
No, I think I'm gonna be helping out at the building and loan first. Gotta make some dough, you know.
Well, you better make it fast. We need great hands like you. We don't need broken home guys like this one over here. Yeah.
Dance auction, dance auction. A third of a dance, a third of a dance.
Well, hello, Violet.
Well, what am I bid?
Say, George. Hey, I talked to Marty. You know he wants me to ask a favor from you.
And what's that?
You know his kid sister Mary?
Mary wants you, Mary wants you.
Yeah.
Well, dance with her, will ya?
Who, me? Oh, well, I feel funny enough as it is being surrounded by all these kids.
Oh, come on, just one time. You'll give her the thrill of her life.
Oh, come on now, Harry.
Did he dance with her, Johanna?
Oh, yes. And come to find out, she'd become rather beautiful in the years that George had been out away at school. 3 hours later, he was walking her home. George and Mary were feeling pretty good, Clarence. As a matter of fact, they were feeling wonderful.
Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight, come out tonight. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? And dance by the light of the moon. Oh, hot dog.
Beautiful.
Oh, boy, just like an organ.
At least.
Oh, gee whiz. Hey, you know something, Mary? If it wasn't me talking, I'd say you were the prettiest girl in town.
Well, why don't you say it?
I don't know. Maybe I will. Say, how old are you anyway?
18.
18?
Too young or too old?
No. That's just right. It sort of fits you. Hey, look where we are.
Oh, the old Greenville house.
Yeah, I gotta throw a rock.
Oh, no, George, I love that old house.
Well, but don't you know about old deserted houses? You make a wish and then you throw a rock.
But I love that old house, George. I wish I lived in it.
In there? I wouldn't live in it as a ghost. Now watch this. Here we go. Hey, pretty good shot, huh? Broke a window, huh? What do you think?
Would you wish, George?
Oh, I don't know, Mary. Not just one wish, but a whole hat full of them. Mary, I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm gonna see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. Well, then I'm gonna come back here and go to college and see what they know. But then I'm gonna build things. I'm gonna build bridges a mile long and skyscrapers 100. You're gonna throw a rock too? Mary, what'd you wish when you threw that rock?
Oh, no. I'm not telling her. It won't come true.
What is it you want? What do you want, huh? You want the moon? All you gotta do is just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and I'll pull it down. Say, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. Then what?
Then what? Well, Well, then you could swallow it, and it would dissolve, like an aspirin, and moonbeams would shoot out of your fingertips and out of the ends of your hair, and... Say, am I talking too much?
Yeah, why don't you kiss her already instead of talking her to death?
How's that?
Youth is wasted on the wrong people.
Hey, mister, why don't you come back out here? I'll show you some kissing that'll put hair back on your head.
George!
Hey, Uncle Billy, look here, I'm gonna kiss Mary. Watch this.
George, get in the car, quick! Your father's had a stroke!
What?
George, get in, hurry!
I'm sorry, Mary, I have to go.
Well, George's father died that night, Clarence, so of course George couldn't go to Europe. But that fall, just as he was ready to leave for college, the directors of the building and loan had a meeting. They were going to decide the fate of that building and loan.
What was that you said, Mr. Potter? I said as long as Peter Bailey's dead, I feel that this institution is no longer necessary for this town. Therefore, I motion to dissolve the building and loan and turn its assets over to the receiver.
Now wait a minute, I'll wring his neck.
Whoa, gentlemen, please. Very well, Mr. Potter. In that case, I'll ask two of the executive officers to withdraw. But first, I'm sure the entire board would like to wish to express their condolences for the passing of our father, Peter Bailey. It's his faith and devotion that is responsible for this organization. I'll go further than that. I'll say to the public, Peter Bailey, what's the building and loan?
Oh, well, that's fine coming from you, Potter, considering you're probably what drove him to his death.
Peter Bailey was not a businessman. That's what killed him. Ideals without common sense can ruin a town. You take a loan like this one here. Ernie Bishop. He sits on his brains all day driving a taxi cab. I happen to know that the bank turned him down. So he comes here, and we build him a house worth $5,000. Why?
Well, I handle that, Mr. Potter. His paperwork is there, and his salary and insurance, and I can personally vouch for his character.
Can you? You see, if you play cards with an employee here, you can come and borrow money. And what do we get? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. And all because a few starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stir them up and fill their heads with a lot of impossible ideas. Now, I say...
Now, hold on there, Mr. Potter.
Now, I meant no disrespect, George, but
Now, wait a minute. Well, why my father ever started this cheap penny ante building and loan, I'll never know. But he couldn't save enough money to send Harry to college, let alone me. But he did get to help some people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter. Do you know how long it takes a working man to save $5,000? Well, just remember this, that this rabble you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Well, is it too much to ask that they get to work and pay and live and die in a couple decent rooms and a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
I am not interested in your book, George. I'm talking about the building and loan.
You're talking about something you can't get your fingers on, and it's galling you. Well, I've said too much already, but this town needs this measly one-horse institution, if only to have some place where they can borrow a few dollars without having to crawl to you. Now, come on, Uncle Billy.
What happened, George?
Yeah, all we heard was a lot of yelling.
Oh boy, you should have heard George.
Yeah, they're in there voting us out of business.
Well, who cares? I can get another job. I'm only 41.
45.
Will you get out of here, George? You've missed your boat trip. Do you want to miss college too?
George, we voted Potter down. We're still in business.
Whoopee, we're still in business. We're still in business.
Well, there's one condition, George. They want you to take your father's place.
Appoint me? But I'm going to college. Look, this is my last chance. Uncle Billy's your man.
But George, you gotta. They'll vote with Potter otherwise. I said so.
I know. George Bailey didn't go to college.
That's right, Clarence. He gave his college money to Harry. Harry went instead and became a football star. Second team, All-American.
But what happened to that good-looking gal? You know, Mary.
Oh, George saw her now and then. Not very often, though, because Mary went away to school. Anyway, George waited 4 years more for Harry to come back and take over that building and loan. He could still see the world. He planned to work in the oil fields, Venezuela. Except, when Harry came home, he wasn't alone. There was a girl with him, his wife.
George!
Yeah, I'm out here, Mother. I just thought I'd get some air.
Well, how do you like your new sister-in-law?
Oh, she's swell.
Looks like she can keep old Harry on his toes.
Yeah, and keep him out of Bedford Falls anyway.
What do you mean?
Well, Ruth's father, he's got a wonderful job up for Harry up in Buffalo.
Buffalo?
Yeah.
Well, that means that you...
Yeah.
Well, you can't...
Yeah. Looks like I'll be around here for a while.
Well, George, Mary Hatch is back from school.
Yeah.
Nice girl, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, stop grunting.
Well,
Give me one good reason why you shouldn't call on Mary.
Sam Wainwright. Sam's crazy about Mary.
She's not crazy about him.
Well, now, how do you know that? Did she discuss it with you? How do you know?
I don't have to discuss it with her. She lights up like a firefly when you're around. Besides, Sam's away in New York. You're right here in Bedford Falls.
And all's fair in love and war, huh?
I don't know about war.
Okay, well. Okay, Mother. I think I'll go out and find that girl and do a little passionate necking.
Oh, George.
Goodbye, Mrs. Bailey. And, would you like some books from the library?
Library? George, you go call on Mary, you hear?
Oh, excuse me. I think I've got a date. But stick around, fellas, just in case. Hi, Georgie Porgy.
Hello, Violet.
Say, what gives?
Nothing.
Where you going?
Oh, I'm just walking. Probably end up down at the library.
Georgie, do you ever get tired of just reading about things?
Why, yes. Say, what are you doing tonight?
Nothing. Why, you have something in mind?
What do you say we make a night of it? You game, Violet?
Yeah.
We can go out into a field, we'll take off our shoes, and we'll run through the grass.
Huh?
And then we can go up to the falls. It's beautiful up there in the moonlight. They have this green pool up there. We can swim in it. And then we can take off our shoes, and we can climb up to Mount Bedford, and we can smell the pines and watch the sunrise against the peaks. We can stay up there the whole night. There'll be a terrific scandal, and people will talk, and...
George, have you gone crazy? Run in the grass in my bare feet? It's 2 miles up to Mount Bedford, and if you think I wore this dress just
All right,
to...
just forget about the whole thing.
Come on.
George, is that you out there?
Oh, hello, Mary.
Well, are you coming in?
Well, I just happened to be passing by here, and...
Oh. Well, I thought you were picketing. Well, have you made up your mind?
How's that?
Have you made up your mind?
About what?
About coming in. Your mother just phoned and said you were coming over.
My mother? She just phoned. What's she mean coming? I just happened to be passing by, that's all. I didn't...
Well?
Well, all right, I'll come in for a minute, but I didn't tell anybody I was coming here, you know. A fella can't go out for a walk nowadays. Hey, when'd you get back?
Tuesday.
Oh, where'd you get that dress?
Do you like it?
Well, it's all right. It's all right.
Well, no point standing here on the porch. Come on in.
You know, I still can't understand it. I didn't tell anybody I was coming here, you know.
Well, would you rather leave?
No, I don't want to be rude. I'll sit down for a minute.
It's nice about your brother and Ruth, ain't it?
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, don't you like her?
Of course I like her. She's a peach.
Oh, just marriage in general, then you're not so enthusiastic about then, huh?
No, marriage is all right for a lot of people. For Harry and Sam Wainwright and you.
For Sam?
Mary, who is that?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
What's he want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Me? Not a thing. Not a thing. I just came in to get warm.
We're doing wildly inappropriate things, Mother.
You tell him to go right back home. Sam said he'd call you from New York, didn't he?
I guess so. How about some music?
You know, your mother needn't... You know, I didn't come here to...
Well, what did you come here for then?
I don't know. You're supposed to be the one with all the answers. Why don't you tell me?
Well, why don't you just go home?
I don't know why I came here in the first place.
Well, good night.
Mary, telephone, Mary. Mary.
You know, the way you're shouting, you'd think that...
You think what?
Mary.
All right, I'll get it. George, on your way out, would you mind turning off the record player?
I'd be very happy to. Doggone crazy song.
Hello? Sam?
Mary? Gee, it's good to hear your voice.
Well, how are you, Sam? How are you? It's so good to hear your voice.
I forgot my hat.
Hee-haw.
What?
Oh, I was just talking to an old friend of yours, George Bailey.
Oh, old Mossback George.
Old Mossback George.
Hey, well, put him on. I want to talk to him, too.
Wait a second. George.
He doesn't want to speak to him.
He does so. He just told me.
Did you call me? Because
Sam wants to talk to you.
Oh, okay. Well, oh, hey, hiya, Sam.
Hey, 5 pound you are trying to steal my girl, huh?
What do you mean? Nobody's trying to steal anybody's girl. Here, Mary, take the phone.
No, wait, George. I want to speak to you both. Tell Mary to get on the extension upstairs.
He says for you to get on the extension upstairs.
I can't. Mother's on the extension.
I am not.
Here, George. We can both hear. Just put it like this. There, that's better. We're listening, Sam.
Well, I got a big deal coming up that's gonna make us all rich. George, you remember that time you told me about making plastics out of soybeans?
Soybeans, yeah, soybeans.
Well, my father checked into it, you see, and he's gonna put up a factory. How you like that?
A factory, huh?
Well, this is the point, George. I may have a job for you, unless you're still married to that old, broken-down building alone. Oh, Mary.
I'm here.
Tell this guy I'm giving him a chance of a lifetime, you hear?
He says he's giving you the chance of a lifetime.
Give me that phone.
George.
Now you listen to me, Mary. I don't want any job, I don't want any soybeans, I don't want any plastics, and I don't want to get married to anyone ever. Do you understand me? You're not gonna trick me. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And you're Mary. I love you, Mary.
Well. So George Bailey and Mary Hatch were,
Yes, they were married.
Well, how do you like that?
And they started off their honeymoon in Ernie Bishop's taxicab.
Hey, where are you two going on this honeymoon?
We're gonna shoot the works, Ernie. A whole week in New York, a week in Bermuda, the highest hotel, the oldest champagne, the hottest music, and the prettiest wife.
So you finally get out of Bedford Falls, huh? Then what?
Then what, honey?
After that, who cares?
That does it.
Hey, George, let's say there's something funny going on over there. Look over there by the bank. Looks like it's gonna be a run.
Hey, pull over there a minute, will you, Ernie?
No, George, please, let's not stop. Let's just go straight to the station.
Oh, no, just wait a minute. I better see what it is.
No,
I'll be right back.
George, please, George, please.
In a few moments, we'll return with the second act of It's a Wonderful Life. In the meantime, we'll pause for a word from our sponsors.
And cut. Over to commercials. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our first act of tonight's performance. Please feel free to take the next 10 minutes to help yourself to a nice coffee or hot chocolate at our coffee bar. Their servers will be around shortly to take your order for dessert tonight. So make sure you know which lovely dessert you want to have. All right, we'll return shortly. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please return to your seats. We're about to begin the second act of tonight's performance. All right, I think we're ready to begin.
10 seconds,
Pretty
Madam
soon.
Director.
Thank you, engineer. Cue the music. And places. We're coming back in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to Hollywood, a presentation of Lifepoint Church. We pause now for station identification. This is LBS, the Lifepoint Broadcasting System.
Act 2 is brought to you by our friends at New Unto Others, a secondhand store at 175 North Vermont Avenue in Glendora. New Unto Others, a secondhand store together doing more.
Now we return to It's a Wonderful Life, starring Dan Johnston as George, Tasha Johnston as Mary, and Tyler Zurcher as Clarence.
Well, we're back in heaven again, where the Superintendent of Angels is reviewing the case history of a mortal named George Bailey. Clarence, the apprentice angel, is very eager to depart on his mission to Earth.
Poor George Bailey. Oh, he's certainly in desperate trouble. Joanna, I'll go to him at once.
Now sit down, Clarence, sit down. We're nowhere near the point where George Bailey is thinking about taking his life.
We're not?
No, we're not. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. George and Mary just started out on their honeymoon when they ran smack into the financial crisis of 1932. In the waiting room of the building and loan, several frantic people were clamoring for their savings.
Hey, what's going on, Uncle Billy? What's happened? All those people out there.
Oh, this is a pickle, George. All I know is the bank called in our loan an hour ago. I had to hand over all our cash.
Holy mackerel.
Whole town's gone crazy. Bank's in the same spot we are.
Our charter.
What about our charter?
Our charter says we have to stay open until 6 p.m. The state can take away our license if we don't.
Oh. Hello? George, it's Potter.
Hello?
George, there's a rumor downtown that you've closed your doors. Is that true?
No, we're open as usual.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. George, are you all right? Do you need any police?
Police? What for?
Well, mobs get pretty ugly sometimes. George, I'm going all out to help in this crisis. I've promised the bank sufficient funds, and they will open in a week.
He says that the bank is going to open in a week. He took over the bank.
I'm willing to help your people, too. Just tell them to bring their shares over here, and I'll pay 50 cents on the dollar.
Oh, you never miss a trick, do you, Potter?
I'm telling you that if you close your doors, they will never reopen. Hello? Hello?
Oh, how can we stay open till 6 without any money? George, where are you going?
Out to talk to all those people. Come on, open up the doors now. Let them all in. Let them in.
Hey, how about our money, George? We need to have our money.
Okay, listen, everyone. This thing isn't as bad as it seems. It isn't as bad as it seems. I just got off the phone with Potter. He says that the bank will reopen next week.
Well, my money's here. Did he guarantee this place?
No, Charlie, I didn't even ask him. We don't need his money over here.
Then I'll take my money now.
Well, now, come on now, please. Wait a minute. Listen to me. You got this place all wrong. Your money isn't here. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Let me tell you. Your money's in people's houses, like the Kennedy house, the McLaren house, and in your house, and in 100 others. And now what are you going to do? You're going to foreclose on them?
I got $240 in shares. That isn't going to break anybody.
All right, Charlie. Fill this out and you'll get your money in 60 days.
60 days?
Well, now that's what you agreed to when you bought your shares.
Hey, I got my money.
Hey, how do you get his money? Come on, George. What's going on?
How'd you get it?
Mr. Potter, he's taken over the bank. He will give you 50 cents on every dollar.
Then let's take our shares to Potter. Half is better than nothing.
Let's go see Mr. Potter.
Wait a minute, folks, please, I beg of you not to do this. If Potter gets your shares, he'll own this building and loan. He's already got the bank, he has the bus line, he has the department stores, and now he's trying to come after us because once he owns us, he's gonna keep you living in his shacks paying the kind of rent that he decides. Now we can get through this okay, but we've got to stick together. We have to have faith in each other.
But my husband's out of work and I need money.
I got doctor bills to pay.
I can't feed my kids on faith.
Yeah, come on, George. We gotta do
How much
something.
do you need? We still got some money.
Hey, Mary.
Here it is, George. Here's our honeymoon money.
Now wait a minute, folks. Listen, I got $2,000. This will help us tide it over until the bank reopens. All right, now Charlie, how much do you need?
$240.
Oh, come on now, Charlie. Just enough to tide you over.
I said $240.
Okay, Uncle Billy. Here, give Charlie $242. Now, all right, now how much just to get by?
$20, I suppose?
Now you're talking, Mrs. Thompson. How about you?
I guess $20 will do me.
Good, $20. Uncle Billy. Oh, now pay back when you can. All right. Who's next?
Can I have $17.50?
Oh, bless your heart. Of course you can. Do you have 50 cents? Five seconds.
Look at the clock.
4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 6 o'clock. We made it, Uncle Billy. Hey, shut that door, Elizabeth, quick. Boy, we're still in business, Uncle Billy. We even have $2 left, Mama Dollar and Papa Dollar, and we're gonna need you two to make a whole lot more.
George, there's a call for you.
Oh, okay, and then call my wife, will you? She's probably over at Mother's.
Mrs. Bailey's on the line.
I don't want Mrs. Bailey. I want my wife, Mrs. Bailey. That's my wife. Hey, give me that phone, will you? Hey, Mary, listen, Come home? Well, what home? Well, 323 Sycamore. Well, whose home is that? What? Well, Mary, how can I? All right, sure. I'll be there.
Clarence, guess what 323 Sycamore was?
It's his mother-in-law's house, right?
Oh, no. Number 323 Sycamore was the Granville house. Remember where George threw rocks and made wishes?
Yeah, is that right?
Yes, sir. That's where they spent their honeymoon. It's also where they started housekeeping. It needed a lot of work, and it was hardly a house that George intended. George wanted a better house for Mary, but it was a home. George would open Bailey Park. It was a community of homes for the common man to purchase. They weren't much, but they were quite an improvement on the old rundown places that Potter was renting. So Mr. Potter began to notice this trend, and so he asked George to stop into his office.
Sit down, George, sit. Here, have a cigar.
Well, thank you, sir. That's quite a cigar.
You like it? I'll send you a box.
Well, I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, but just what is it that you asked to see me about?
Oh, George. See, that's what I like so much about you. George, I'm an old man. Most people hate me, but I don't like them either, so that makes it all equal. You know, I've acquired or run just about everything in this town, except for the Bailey building and loan.
Acquired? Most people would say that you stole everything.
Nah, geniuses wouldn't say that, George. Just the suckers. Now, you also know that I have tried to get control of or kill the building and loan, but I've been unable to do so. In fact, you have beaten me, George. And as anyone in this county can attest, that takes some doing.
I'm sure they could.
Now, George, I've stated my side very frankly. Now let's look at your side. You're a young man, married, making, may say, $40 a week.
45.
45? I'm sure it's enough for now, but after taking care of your mother, you're gonna pay your bills, and you can save maybe 10, but only if you skimp. But then comes a child or two, and you'll have nothing left. If you were an ordinary yokel, I'd say you were doing fine. But George Bailey is intelligent, ambitious, and he hates the building and loan almost as much as I do. He's been dying to get out of this town ever since he was born. But he's had to sit back and watch his friends go places because he's trapped. Trapped into frittering his life away playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic eaters. Now, do I paint a correct picture, or do I exaggerate?
Well, what's your point, Mr. Potter?
My point is, George, that I want to hire you. Manage my affairs, run my properties. George, I'll start you off at $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year?
Yes. If you won't mind living in the nicest house in town, buying your wife the finest clothes, going on a business trip once or twice a year to New York, maybe even to Europe.
Are you sure you're talking to me? I'm George Bailey. Don't you remember the building and loan, remember?
Yes, George Bailey, whose ship has just come in, providing he has sense enough to climb aboard.
Well, but what about the building and loan?
Confounded man, I'm offering you a 3-year contract worth $20,000 a year. Now, is it a deal or isn't it?
Well, I don't suppose you'd give me 24 hours to think it over? Talk to my wife?
Oh, sure, take the evening and go talk to your wife. In the meantime, I shall draw up some papers. Okay, George?
Okay, Mr. Potter.
What?
Wait a minute here.
What's wrong?
I don't need 24 hours. I don't need to talk to anybody. I know right now. And the answer is no. No! Doggone it! You could offer me $1 million and the answer would still be no. You know, you sit around here and you spin your little webs and you think the whole world just revolves around your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. You know, in the vast configuration of things, I'd say you were nothing but a scurvy little spider. And that goes for all your little stooges, too.
George, what did Mr. Potter want?
Oh, it was nothing. He'd just talk. I don't know. Oh, gee. Mary Hatch. Mary, why in the world did you ever marry a guy like me anyway?
Well, to keep from being an old maid, of course.
You know, I was gonna see the world. I was gonna build things. I was gonna give you the moon, and what have I given you? Not even a new dress. Not for months. Gee whiz, I feel awful.
Me too. Mornings especially.
You know, you could have married Sam Wainwright or anybody else in town.
Well, I didn't want to marry anybody else. I want my baby to look like you.
You know, you didn't even have a honeymoon, and I promised you that you what?
My baby.
You mean, hey, Mary, Are you on the nest?
Well, you might have guessed that George never leaves Bedford Falls.
No.
Mary had her baby, a boy, and then she had another one, a girl.
Well, what do you know?
And day after day, Mary worked to make the old Granville house a home. Night after night, George came home late from the office. Things were not good with the building and loan. Potter was really bearing down hard on him. Then came the war. Ma Bailey, Mrs. Hatch, they joined the Red Cross to sew. Mary had another baby, but found time to run the USO. Sam Wainwright, well, he made plastic parts for the airplanes. Potter became head of the draft board. Gower and Uncle Billy, they sold war bonds. Bert the policeman, he was wounded in North Africa and got the Silver Star. And Ernie the taxi driver, he parachuted into France and Star, you know, the taxi driver? Yeah, he parachuted into France. But Marty Hatch, he helped capture the Remagen Bridge.
Oh, impressive.
But George's brother Harry topped them all. He became a real hero, a Navy flyer. He shot down 15 planes.
Whoa. But George, what about George?
George was 4F, you know, his bad ear. He was in an air raid warden, and on VE Day he wept and he prayed, and on VJ Day he wept and he prayed.
So, getting pretty close to today then, aren't we, sir?
Yes, Clarence, we are. You know, almost everything you need to know about George Bailey, except what happened that finds him down there at this moment, wanting to die.
Well, sir, well?
Today, the day before Christmas, at 10 a.m. Earth time, George Bailey's, he's feeling pretty excited.
Hey, Tilly, hey, Elizabeth, look at the newspaper.
Oh, it's gonna snow today?
Snow? What do you mean it's gonna snow today? Look, Commander Harry Bailey, decorated by the President. That's my kid brother, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
I know, George, I know. That's great.
George, telephone. Harry, long distance from Washington.
Oh. Harry, hey, you old son of a gun, how are you? Congratulations.
Oh, thanks, George. How are you?
Oh, just fine. How's Mother standing?
Couldn't be better. She had lunch with the president's wife.
Well, what do you know about that? Mother had lunch with the President's wife.
What did she have to eat?
What did they have to eat?
Gee, I don't know.
Hey, Harry, you ought to see what they're cooking up for you in the town.
Well, Mother can. The Navy's flying her back this afternoon.
Oh, hey, the Navy's flying Mother home this afternoon.
On a plane?
Hey, where's Uncle Billy?
Gee, I don't know. Hey, where's Uncle Billy?
Gone to the bank, George.
Oh.
He's depositing that $8,000.
Oh, good.
Let me see that phone, George. The bank examiner's been waiting for you over there.
Oh, okay. Hey, Harry, here, talk to Elizabeth.
Okay, goodbye, George.
Well, Mr. Henry F. Potter. Come to the bank to deposit some more loot, eh?
Look out, you old fool.
How do you like the news in the paper, Mr. Potter? Just can't keep those Bailey boys down now, can ya?
Let me see that newspaper.
Here. Sorry I can't chat, you old thief. Gotta make a deposit.
Get out of my way.
Oh. Here you are, Harriet. Deposit slip, bank book, and a very Merry Christmas to you.
You too, Mr. Bailey. Say, you've forgotten something, haven't you?
Oh, Harry, I've forgotten things all my life.
But Mr. Bailey, where's the money?
What's that?
You want to make a deposit?
Well, certainly, I wonder.
Well, then it's customary to bring the money with you.
Yes, it's gone. Where'd I put it? Where'd I put that money?
A terrible thing, Clarence. It's a terrible thing. Uncle Billy couldn't find that money because the envelope with the $8,000, well, it was in the newspaper that he gave Mr. Potter.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Ah, well, good afternoon, Mr. Carter. Hey, Tilly, get the books for Mr. Carter, will ya? Hey, do you know my kid brother's in the newspaper? Here he is right here, getting the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah, I suppose they do those type of things. Mr. Bailey, if you don't mind, I'd like to be done with you today. I like to spend time with my family.
Oh, well, I don't blame you at all, Mr. Carter. Please, have a seat and we'll get those books right to you. Oh, hello, Vi.
Hello, George. Can I see you for a minute?
Well, of course you can. Come on in.
George, I have to admit, I can't get by here any longer. There's nothing left for me in this town, and I think it's time for me to go.
Well, go where?
To New York, to start over. George, I'm so embarrassed, and I hate to ask this of you, but I need to cash out. After I met, well, let's just say I've got nothing left but what I have here.
I see. Well, here are your papers right here, and just give this to Tilly on the way out, and she'll take care of you.
Thanks. And if I had any character,
Oh, wait. It takes a lot of character to leave your hometown and start over again, and well, here.
No,
No, well, hey, you're broke, aren't you?
I know, but
Well, what are you gonna do? Hawk your furs and that hat? I mean, are you gonna walk to New York? You know they charge for rent up there just the same as down here in Bedford Falls. Now look, it's a loan. It's my business, isn't it? A building and loan. And besides, you'll get a job. And good luck to you.
I'm glad I know you, George Bailey.
Say hello to New York for me and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, George.
Mr. Bailey.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, Mr. Carter. I'll be right with you. Uncle Billy, the bank examiner's here.
He's here?
Well, yeah, he wants accounts payable to say, what's the matter, Uncle Billy?
I just don't know what happened to it, George. Shut that door. I went to the bank to deposit $8,000, and when I got to the teller, it was gone. I looked everywhere, and I looked...
$8,000? Uncle Billy, the bank examiner is here, and it's not even our money. It belongs to the depositors.
George, what are we gonna do? I've traced every step I took from the teller window all the way back to the office where it landed on my desk.
Are you sure you didn't put the envelope in your coat pocket?
I think so, maybe. No, I'm no good to you, George. I'm no good.
Now listen to me. Now think. Just think, will you? Now try and think.
Oh, I can't think anymore, George. I can't.
Now where's that money, you silly, stupid old fool? Do you know what this means? It means bankruptcy and scandal in prison. Well, one of us is going to jail, and it's not going to be me. Now get out of my way. I'm going home.
Dear. Hello, Daddy. Did you bring the Christmas wreath?
What wreath?
The Merry Christmas wreath. The one in your window.
No, I left it at the office.
Well, where's your coat, darling, and your hat? It's snowing.
I left him at the office.
And Zuzu's bell for the tree, is that at the office too?
No, I have it in my pocket.
What's the matter, dear?
Nothing. It's just that banging on the piano. Does she have to keep playing that?
I have to practice for the Christmas party, Daddy.
What is it, another hectic day?
Yeah, another red letter day for the Baileys.
Dad, the Browns next door got a brand new car. You should come and see it.
Hey, what's the matter with our car? Isn't it good enough for you?
Sorry, Dad, I only... Pete, go upstairs and check on Zuzu and make sure she's all right. Okay, Mom?
Now, what do you mean check on Zuzu? What do you mean?
Oh, she just caught a little cold coming home from school. She forgot to button up her coat.
Well, what is it? What do you mean, just a cold?
Honey, the doctor said it's okay. She'll be better by tomorrow.
The doctor? Was the doctor here?
Well, I thought you'd better take a look at her.
It's this old, drafty house. It's a wonder we all don't have pneumonia. We may as well be living in a refrigerator. Why do we have to stay here in the first place and live in this measly, crummy old town?
George, what's happened?
Everything's happened. You call us a happy family? Why do we have to have all these kids?
Daddy, how do you spell frankincense?
I don't know how you... Why'd you ask your mother?
Well, where are you going?
Upstairs to see Zuzu.
Hello? Oh, thank you, Mrs. Welch. Yes, I'm sure she'll be all right.
Who's that?
It's Zuzu. It's Zuzu's school teacher. Oh, yes. The doctor says she'll be fine by tomorrow.
Give me that phone.
George, please.
Mrs. Welch, this is Mr. Bailey. Hey, say, what kind of teacher are you anyway? What do you mean sending Zuzu home like that, half naked? You realize you'll probably end up with pneumonia just because of your stupidity? You know, maybe my kids aren't the best dressed in town, but at least... Hello? Hello? Who? Oh, Mr. Welch. Oh, you what? Oh, well, anytime you think you're man enough, why don't you just... Hello? Hello? Janie, will you stop playing that lousy piano?
George.
Now stop it! Cut it out! Just stop it!
George, for heaven's sake, what's wrong with you?
I'm sorry, Janie. I'm sorry, Mary. I just gotta get out of here.
Hello? Bedford 224, please.
Is Daddy in trouble?
Yes, Janie.
Should I pray for him?
Yes, pray very hard. Uncle Billy?
So that's it, George. You're short $8,000 in your accounts, eh? Well, that explains the reporters and the fellow from the DA's office I saw there.
Reporters? Please, Mr. Potter, I'll pay any sort of bonus, and if you still want the building and loan, I'll...
You say it was lost. Have you notified the police?
No, sir, I haven't done that yet. It's Harry's homecoming tomorrow, and I...
Yes, like I'm going to believe that one. What is it, playing the stock market? A woman? Why, it's all over town that you've been giving money to Violet Bick.
What?
Makes no difference to me, but why come to me? What about your good friend Sam Wainwright?
I can't get a hold of him. He's in Europe. You're the only one that can help me.
What kind of security would I have? What kind of collateral?
Well, I have life insurance here. It's a $15,000 policy.
And what's your equity in it?
$500.
And you want 8,000? You once called me a warped, frustrated old man. Well, what are you but a warped, frustrated young man crawling on your hands and knees for help? You're worth more dead than alive. Why don't you go to the riffraff you love so much and ask them for help?
Please, I'll do anything, Mr. Potter. Please help me, my wife and my kids.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. As a stockholder of the building and loan, I'm going to call in a warrant for your arrest. $500? Ha! Just get out.
And all the time, Potter had that $8,000 in his desk drawer. It's still there, Clarence.
But where's George, sir? Where?
Well, he went over to Martini's Cafe. He's had a couple of drinks, Clarence, and he's just standing there. He's sort of in a daze.
God, dear Father in heaven, I'm not a praying man, but if you're up there and if you can hear me, please show me the way. I'm at the end of my rope. Please show me the way, God.
Hey, boss, you may want to talk to George. He's been sitting there acting strange all night.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nick. Mr. Bailey, you alright? You're not drinking no more. It's like Christmas Eve. You go home to a family. Please.
Bailey? Did you say Bailey? Which Bailey?
Yes, is this a man here? He's a George Bailey.
Oh, George Bailey, huh?
Hey, buddy, what's wrong with you?
And the next time you talk to my wife like that, you'll get worse. It isn't bad enough she's teaching you stupid kids how to read and write. You gotta bawl it out. She cried for a half hour.
You get out of here, Mr. Welch. You're my best friend. You get out.
I want to pay for my drink.
No, you get out. You're my best friend. You okay, Mr. Welch?
Who was that?
That was Mr. Welch. You don't worry about him no more. He no come back. Here, let me get something for your face. You're bleeding.
No, I'm all right. That's what I get for praying.
But don't go. Please, Mr. Bailey, don't go, Mr. Bailey, please.
Leave me alone.
Well, George left Martini's Cafe. He left 5 minutes ago, Clarence, and he ran his car right up into a tree. He's at the river right now. He's on the bridge, and he's looking out at the water. He's as hopeless as can be. Are you ready, Clarence?
I'm all ready, sir.
Very well. You go save George Bailey's life, and you'll earn your wings. Now hurry, hurry.
My wings? Oh, thank you, Johanna. I'll be right back.
In just a moment, we'll bring you Act 3 of It's a Wonderful Life. But first, I would like to address a popular theory. Many seem to think that beautiful blondes are content to be merely decorative. Our lovely co-star in tonight's program disproves this completely. In addition to her striking appearance, she can also brew an excellent cup of coffee. To see for yourself, try a cup of Lifepoint's own red letter coffee. Available every Sunday morning.
And now we break for a word from our sponsors.
And cut! Over to commercials. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the second act of tonight's performance. While your servers bring around the desserts that you ordered earlier, please feel free to help yourself to another cup of coffee or hot chocolate. We'll return soon for our final act. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to start our third and final act for tonight's performance.
10 seconds, Madam Director.
Thank you. Cue the music. All right, places. We're coming back in 5, 4, 3.
Now it's time for Act 3 of It's a Wonderful Life, starring Dan Johnston, Tasha Johnston, and Tyler Zurcher.
Numb with despair, convinced, as Mr. Potter said, that he's worth more dead than alive, George Bailey stands on a bridge staring at the dark and frigid waters below. Suddenly, there's a splash.
Help! Help, I'm drowning! Oh, help!
No, that's not George. It's Clarence, the apprentice angel. And there goes George in after him. A few minutes later, we find them both with the bridge keeper in his shack, drying off.
You both sure you're right? Do you need a doctor?
Nah, I'm all right.
Oh, I'm fine. This underwear, I didn't have time to get anything more stylish. My wife gave it to me on my last birthday. I passed away in it.
What, mister?
Oh, I see. Tom Sawyer's dry now, too.
Who?
My book. I left in such a hurry, I brought Tom Sawyer with me. You should really read the new book Mark Twain's working on now.
Hey, how'd you happen to fall in?
Oh, I jumped in. Jumped in to save you.
Jumped in to save me.
Well, I did. Didn't I? You didn't go through with it, did you?
Go through with what?
Suicide.
Hey, no suicide's illegal around here.
Yeah, it's against the law where I come from, too.
And where are you from?
Heaven.
Oh, that's funny. That's very funny.
Yeah, hey, George, your lip's bleeding.
Yeah. Got a bust in the jaw in an answer to a prayer.
Oh, okay. No, George, I'm the answer to your prayer. That's why I was sent down here.
Hey, how'd you know my name?
Oh, I know all about you. I watched you grow up from a little boy.
What are you, a mind reader or something?
No, I'm Clarence Oddbody, AS2.
Clarence Oddbody. Hey, what's the AS2 for?
Angel, second class.
I gotta get out of here. I don't know about y'all, but I sure need a doctor.
Cheerio, my good man.
Man, what did Martini put in those drinks? Why'd you want to save me again?
Well, because I'm your guardian angel, George. Ridiculous to think of killing yourself over $8,000.
Oh, I see. Well, you look about the kind of angel I'd get. You a fallen angel? What happened to your wings?
I haven't won my wings yet. That's why I'm an angel second class.
I don't want to be seen around with an angel without any wings.
But you can help me earn them, George, by letting me help you.
Oh, You don't happen to have $8,000 on you, do you?
No, we don't use money in heaven.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. Comes in pretty handy down here, though, bub.
Tut.
Of course, I found that out a little bit late. You know I'm worth more dead than alive?
You mustn't talk like that. Johanna will never give you my wings if you keep feeling that way. You just don't realize what you've done. If it hadn't been for you...
Yeah, if it hadn't been for me, everybody'd be a lot better off. My wife, my kids, my friends. Look, why don't you just go off and haunt somebody else?
You don't understand. I've got my job.
Just shut up, would you?
Oh, this is not going to be easy. You still think killing yourself would make everyone happier?
Well, maybe not happier, but they'd all be better off if I hadn't been born at all.
What did you say?
I said I wish I had never been born.
You mustn't say things... Wait. George, that's a wonderful idea. You've got your wish. You've never been born. You don't have to go and make that fuss about it. Right there. George, it's all set.
How do you mean?
You've got no worries, no $8,000 to get, no Potter coming after you with the sheriff. Nothing. You simply don't exist.
Hey, say, wait a minute. This ear of mine. Hey, say something else in that bad ear.
Sure. You can hear out of it.
Well, that's the doggonest thing I haven't heard out of that ear since I was a kid. Must have been that jump in the cold water.
Yeah, and your lips stopped bleeding too. Don't you see? You're not the George Bailey you think you are. You're, well, you're nobody.
Well, what do you know about that? Hey, what's happening around here? Hey, you know what I need is a couple of stiff drinks. What about you, Angel? You want a drink?
Well, I don't quite know.
Oh, come on. We'll go as soon as our clothes are dry.
Our clothes are dry, George.
Oh. Hey, so they are. Hey, well, let's get dressed. We'll head on over to Martini's and, I sure wish I hadn't run my car into that tree. Oh, wait, but that's okay, isn't it? I'll drive, you fly.
No. I don't have my wings yet.
Oh, you don't have your wings yet. Yeah, that's right, I forgot. Well, a couple of drinks and we'll both fly, huh? Say, what happened to my car?
You don't have one.
Sure I do. I ran into this tree before heading over to that bridge right there. Excuse me, miss. Do you know what happened to the car that was up against this tree?
This tree? I never saw a car.
Well, I was here about an hour ago. I cut a big gash right in the side of it.
I don't see anything. Perhaps you hit a different tree? You had me worried. This is one of the oldest trees in Pottersville, you know.
Pottersville? Well, don't you mean Bedford Falls?
I mean Pottersville. I think I know where I live.
What? I don't know. Either she's off her nut or I am.
Oh.
Or you are.
No. Not me.
Oh, well, maybe I left the car over at Martini's. Hey, let's go, Gabriel.
It's Clarence.
Clarence.
What do you have, fellas?
Hey, Nick. Where's the boss? Where's Martini?
Look, wise guy, I'm the boss, see?
Okay, Nick. Well, double scotch and quick, will you?
Yeah, what's yours?
It's been so long. I was thinking I'd love some old wine, heavy on the cinnamon and light on the cloves. Off with you, my lad, and be lively.
Listen here, mister. We serve hard liquor for guys who want to get drunk fast. We don't need no characters in here, get it? Or do I have to slip you my lip for a convincer?
Whoa, hey, come on here, Nick. Just give him the same as mine. He's okay.
All right. 2 double scotches.
Hey, what's with this place? I've never seen Nick act like that before.
Yeah, all of Bedford Falls has changed. You have your wish, George. Oh, good. Somebody just made it.
Made what?
Every time a bell rings, it means some angel's got its wings.
What'd you say?
Look, Clarence, I don't think you better talk about angels around here.
Don't they believe in angels?
Oh, yeah, they believe in them, but, you know, it just,
Then why should they be surprised when they see one?
Hey, don't mind him, Nick. He just never grew up. Hey, how old are you anyway, Clarence?
Well, next May, I'll be 293.
That does it. Out you pixies go, either through the door or through the window.
Oh, come on now, Nick.
And what's with you calling me Nick? I don't know you from Adam's off Fox. And asking me about this guy, Martini? He ain't here, and, Hey, you rummy! And I tell you not to come panhandling around here?
Mr. Gower. Hey, what happened to you, Mr. Gower? It's George Bailey. Don't you know me?
No. Hey, why don't you buy me a drink?
Hey, that's another reason for me not to like you. You know that rumhead spent 20 years in jail for poisoning a kid? If you know so well, you must be a jailbird yourself. Okay, fellas, let's show these 2 gentlemen to the door. And stay out!
Woo! Well, get up, George. Good thing you threw us in that snowbank, eh?
Hey, what's wrong with Mr. Gower?
Mr. Gower doesn't know you. George, you weren't there to stop him from putting poison into that prescription.
Well, what do you mean I wasn't there? Look, tell me, who are you? What are you, some kind of a hypnotist?
George.
Look, why am I seeing all these strange things here?
Don't you understand? It's because you were not born.
Well, if I wasn't born, then who am I?
Nobody. You have no identity.
What do you mean I have no identity? I'm George Bailey.
There is no George Bailey. You have no papers, no driver's license, no 4F card, no insurance policy, and yeah, that's missing too.
What's missing?
The Zuzu's bell. The one you bought your little girl to hang on the Christmas tree.
No, I've got it in Wow, it's gone. Everything's gone.
Yeah, but you've been given a great gift, George. A chance to see what the world would be like without you.
You know what? Well, you're crazy. You're crazy as a bedbug, and you're driving me crazy too. And now I'm going home to my wife and my family. You understand that? And I'm going home alone.
Well, how am I doing, Johanna?
Fine, just fine, Clarence. Better not leave him alone too long, though. Keep following him.
Yeah, thanks, I will.
Clarence, you also might want to rethink your decision to drink in bars while you're down there.
Wait, I never had a drink.
Yeah. Okay, Clarence. What's George doing now?
Poor George. He's seeing the main street now. He sees all the small businesses and stores have become bars, gentlemen's clubs, and pool halls. He's even just realized that the building and loan office has become a pawn shop.
Better tag along, Clarence.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Get your grubby hands off of me. He's a liar. I know every big shot in this town.
Say, Bert, leave Violet alone. What's going on?
Hit the sidewalk, Jack. Beat it.
Hey, Bert, what's the big idea?
Take a walk, buddy.
Ernie! Hey, Ernie! Hey, listen, I need a ride.
Hey, pal, hop in. Where to?
Oh, look, come on, step on it. Get me home. I'm off my nut.
Okay, buddy, where do you live?
Oh, doggone it. Now, Ernie, don't you start playing that stuff with me. It's 323 Sycamore.
323 Sycamore?
Yeah, hurry up. Zuzu's sick.
Okay, buddy.
Hey, look, Ernie, I don't know what's going on. I think I got some bad liquor or something. I need you to straighten me out. And now, look, you're Ernie Bishop, right? You live with your wife and your kid down in Bailey Park.
You see my wife?
Well, what do you mean seeing your wife? I've been in your house 100 times. We built it for you, didn't we?
Look, buddy, I live in a shack in Pottersville. The wife took the kids and left 2 years ago, and I haven't seen you before in my life, you see?
Okay, Ernie, okay. Just step on it. Get me home. Mary! Mary, where are you? Janie, Petey, Zuzu! Zuzu!
This is just an old abandoned house, George. You have no wife and no children.
Bert, come over here. This guy's bats.
All right, up with your hands, you two.
Oh, Bert, thank heaven the cops are here.
Now look, why don't you be a good fella and I'll take you to the doctor?
Bert, listen to me. What's the matter with you guys? No, it's this fella right here. He says he's an angel. He's trying to hypnotize me.
I don't want to club you, but I guess Ow!
Run, George, run. I'll take care of him.
Ow!
Johanna, get me out of here.
What? Where'd he go? I had him right here. Where'd they go? Ernie! Where'd they go?
I don't know. I need a drink.
Oh, come on. Help me find them.
Clarence! Clarence!
Oh, Johanna, I hope you don't mind my calling on you like I did.
It was very irregular, Clarence. You're by yourself again. Where's George?
He's at his mother's house, ma'am.
Well, if George hasn't been born, then he has no mother. You need to go find him again, right away. Oh, and stop biting the policeman, Clarence.
Yeah.
I'm coming. Well?
Mother.
Mother? What do you want?
Mother, it's me, George. Don't you recognize me?
George who? If you are looking for a room, I don't have any vacancies.
No, something's happened to me. Something's happened to everybody. I need help.
With what? I don't help anybody unless I know who they came from, and I don't even know you.
Well, I know everybody you know, like your brother-in-law, Uncle Billy.
You know him?
Well, yeah.
When's the last time you saw him?
I just saw Uncle Billy today.
That's a lie. Billy's been in an insane asylum ever since he lost his business. If you ask me, that's where you belong, too.
I'm here again, George.
My mother. My own mother didn't know me. If only Harry was here, if he had come back from Washington.
Your brother fell through the ice and was drowned at the age of 9.
That's a lie. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor. He saved the lives of every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died. Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry. Don't you see, George? You really did have a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it away?
Clarence?
Yeah?
Where's Mary? Where's my wife?
I'm not supposed to tell.
Tell me where she is.
You're not gonna like it, George.
Listen, where is she? I'll choke it out of you if I have to. Where's my wife?
She's at the library. She works there. She's just about to lock up for the night, so George, come back! Oh, there must be some easier way for me to get my wings.
Mary. Oh, Mary.
I'm sorry, the library is closed.
Mary, it's George. Don't you know me?
No, I don't know you. Please let go.
Mary, please, you have to help me. Our
Please.
kids. Mary, please.
Please
Why
let
are
go.
you doing this? Mary, please.
Please,
Mary.
I don't know you. Please
Mary,
let go.
Come here. Stand back.
Oh, where is he, Johanna? Where's George? I'm afraid I've lost him.
Clarence, you knew you shouldn't have let him see Mary.
Johanna, I won't even get one wing, will I?
No, you have one more chance, Clarence. Get over to the bridge by the river. I think George has seen just about enough.
But the mob.
Don't worry, they've lost him, too. Now, hurry up.
All right.
Clarence! Clarence, where are you?
I'm here, George.
Help me, Clarence. I can't take this.
Isn't this what you wanted?
Yes. I mean, no, I don't know, Clarence. I've ruined everything in 2 different lifetimes.
No, just this one, George.
My wife and my kids, don't you see, Clarence? I have to pay the price for them, but not like this.
No, it's already been paid.
Yeah, and now look at it.
No. That's not what I mean. I mean Christ. He's paid the price on the cross for you and Mary and Zuzu.
I don't deserve Mary or Zuzu or any of them, but I definitely don't deserve anybody dying on a cross.
The Lord has blessed you, George. He's used you. Let me tell you, He hasn't done it because you've earned it. He did it because He loves you. He did it because He wants you to protect them. He wants you to live, not just for your family, but for Him. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. He wants you to live again.
You're right, Clarence. You're right, I want to live again.
Oh, thank you, George. Thank you, Lord.
Please, God, I want to live again.
George? George? Is that you down there?
Bert!
George?
Now get out of here, Bert, or I'll hit you again.
What in the Sam Hill are you yelling for, George?
Bert, George? George? Bert, do you know me?
Know you? I've been looking all over town for you. I saw your car plowed into that tree, and I thought you might be...
Hey, Bert! Bert, I'm alive again, Bert! Bert!
You sure are all right. Hey, your mouth's bleeding.
My mouth's bleeding? Hey, my mouth's bleeding, Bert! Hey, look at the blood come out of there, would you? Hey, where's Zuzu's Christmas bill? Hey, Bert, I had it right in my pocket. Hey, here it is. Hey, what do you know about that? Hey, Merry Christmas, Bert.
Well, Merry Christmas?
Hey,
get in the car, I'll drive you home.
You will, Bert? Oh, yeah, do that. And turn the siren wide open, huh? Come on, hey, Bert. Hey, come on in with me, huh? Hey, what's with all these people? Hey, are they reporters? Hey, Merry Christmas, reporters! Hey, Mr. Bank Examiner, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, there's a deficit.
I know. How about $8,000, I'll bet, huh?
And the sheriff is on his way.
But he's got a warrant out for my arrest. Isn't that wonderful? Hey, Merry Christmas. Hey, where's Mary? Oh, look at this wonderful, drafty old house. Isn't it wonderful? Hey, have you seen my wife? Where's Mary?
Merry Christmas, Daddy!
Oh.
Merry Christmas!
Janie, Petey. Oh my goodness, oh, I could just eat you guys up. Hey, where's your mother?
She was looking for you, Daddy, with Uncle Billy. Daddy.
Zuzu, my little ginger snap, how you feeling, huh?
Fine, Daddy, not a smidge of temperature.
Not a smidge of hallelujah.
George,
Oh, Mary.
darling.
Oh.
Mommy, so good to see you.
Oh,
George,
Mary.
where have you been?
Oh, Mary, oh, just let me touch you. You have no idea. Oh, Mary, you have no idea what's happened to me.
Oh, darling, you have no idea what's happened either. They're on their way here.
Who's on their way? The police department? The FBI? The National Guard? Oh, listen, Mary, I'm alive again. Oh, Mary, I'm alive again.
Yes. Okay, now I need you to close your eyes because they're on the way here, okay? It's a miracle, darling. It's a miracle. Okay, so I need you to close your eyes.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
now.
What is it?
No.
Can I open my eyes yet, Mary? What's going on
No,
here?
now I need you to keep your eyes closed. Now I'm just gonna walk you over here by the Christmas tree and.
Well, there's people. I hear lots of people. What is it?
Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, we're all ready. Uncle Billy, come in, everybody.
George, look, just look.
Uncle Billy.
Money, George, a laundry basket filled with money. It's for you. Mary did it, George. Mary.
I don't understand. What money? What?
People, darling, your friends. These people, they heard you were in trouble. These people, they've collected this money for you.
We told people and everyone scattered all around town. Nobody asked a thing. They heard George was in trouble and that's all they needed. I've never seen anything like it.
Charlie, there's Martini.
Hey, here you go, Mr. George. Merry Christmas. I even broke the jukebox too.
And Mr. Gower. Hey, how are you, Mr. Gower?
Doing just fine, George. Here's my deposit for the George account, Bailey account.
I'm not gonna go, George. I've changed my mind, and here's that money back.
It's for you, George. Mrs. Thompson and Ed, Tom, everybody.
George. None of us would have a roof over our head if it wasn't for you, George.
We're here for you.
Hey, wait a minute, everybody. Quiet, quiet. Now get this. It's from London. Mr. Gower cabled you needed cash. Stop. My office instructed to advance up to $25,000. Stop. Hee-haw and Merry Christmas, Sam Rainwright.
Well, it looks like everything here should satisfy the bank's requirements. Sheriff, I suppose you can destroy that warrant. And here's $5 as a contribution.
George!
Harry!
Hey, got Mary's telegram and flew in as fast as I could.
Hey, everybody, how about a toast? A toast!
Great idea, Ernie. A toast to my big brother George, the richest man in town.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot in days of old lang syne?
Daddy, my Christmas bell, you didn't forget.
Forget? No, here, honey. Here's your bill.
Thank you, Daddy.
Darling, what's this on the table here? What's this book?
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Well, look, there's something written in it.
Dear George, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Thank you for the wings. Love, Clarence.
Clarence?
Yeah, Clarence is a very dear friend of mine.
Daddy, the spell says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right, Zuzu, that's right. Attaboy, Clarence. Attaboy, Clarence. Happy landings.
From the KLBS family to your family. Good night and Merry Christmas.
That was it. Last night, no one said it.
We just stood up here, and then someone came up and said,
Dude, you dare me to speak?